Welcome to Synagogues of Poland Part 2. We continue with a look at three more Jewish houses of worship in the city of Krakow. This building is known as the Synagoga Stara, or the Old Synagogue. It goes all the way back to 1407. There was a fire in the 1500s and it was rebuilt about 1570. More sophisticated renovation was done in the early 1900s. The Nazis did extensive damage to this building during World War II, using it as a warehouse. It was rebuilt in the late 1950s and it was at that point converted into a museum. This next Krakow shul is known as the Wysoka Synagogue. It was built in around 1556. Nazis did extensive damage to it, using it as a warehouse during World War II. In 1966, it was officially handed over to a ministry for the conservation of monuments. Partial control was returned to the Jewish community in 2008. The main sanctuary can be visited for a fee. Part of the building is used as a publishing house of Jewish-related information, while on its fourth floor resides the headquarters for the Social and Cultural Society of Jews in Poland, Krakow branch. Our third and final shul in Krakow, which was not showcased in our first episode, is the Popera Shul, which was named after Wolf Popper, who was one of the richest Jews who lived in the Jewish district of Kazimierz. It was built around 1650. Additions and renovations were done in the 1820s. Despite several protests after World War II, because of especially communist rule, the building was not returned to Jewish control in recent years, and it is also part of the same bookstore chain Osteria as was the previous synagogue displayed. One can see a Jewish restaurant on the building premises. Here is a synagogue in Rzeszów. In Yiddish it's pronounced Risha. It's a city in the southeast of Poland. This building was known as the Great Synagogue and it was erected in the 1800s. Today it is but a memorial that Jews once lived here. Which takes us to the final stop on this particular episode. This is Auschwitz, and this was the Chevra Lomdei Mishnayos Synagogue. Roughly translated, it would mean the group of men who would regularly study the Mishnah. It was built in 1913. The Nazis obviously destroyed its interior and used it as a munitions warehouse. In 1998, it became the first of the synagogues that were returned to the local Jewish communities. The building was restored to the layout of how it was set up prior to the World War II, based on the testimony given of survivors. It reopened for visitation in September of 2000. It is under the protection of the Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation and its staff, and is less than 3 kilometers away from the death camps. We conclude this trip, but there is still one more visit to check out the Jewish houses of worship in Poland. So, see you soon.